Welcome back, everyone. We're on our last page. This is page 8 of our Savana album. So this one has a fair amount going on. So let's get started with it. I have my last pocket page. There's 7 on this side. I've got my 8 up here, so I can set that aside right there. And let's make some cuts for our flaps. So page 8. Has the A flap is 7 7/8 by 7. B is 7 7/8 by 4.5. So that pretty much takes up one piece of paper. C is 7 5/8. That's 2 lines more than 7.5 by 5. D is 8 5/8 by 4.5. minus 1 line, so just a little less than 4.5, but for right now just cut it at 4.5, and we will get to that in a minute. E, cut 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 3. F is our pocket, 8 5/8, 2 lines more than 8.5 by 4 7/8. And G is an insert at 7.5 by 4 1/8. So that's 2 lines more than 4. Okay, so I did score these already, some of them, but I'll go through it with you. For the A flap, you have the 7-inch side at the top. B, the 4.5-inch side is at the top. C, you've got your 5-inch side at the top. D. D we're going to hold on to for just a minute over here. E, hold on to those. We are going to cut those at angles. Those are going to be our triangles. And F, our pocket, we are going to start with the longest side at the top and score that on 3 sides, just like we made all the other pockets. Okay, and G is an insert, so that's not going to get a score line. All right, so let's put these in order again. Right here. I'm going to keep these aside. This is going to go on top of C, which we have here. So let's just put tape all around our pocket and then cut your corners to that intersection, turn out a little bit. Do that on both sides. Put your score tape on the sides here and fold these over. And we're just going to put these down first. So I'm going to bring out my pocket page, and then we're going to worry about this top flap. So I've got B, A, and our pocket, which is F. Okay, so let's put our big flap. Flap A is going on the right-hand side. I've got my 8 up here, so I'm going to turn this way and put this A flap down. I did corner around the edges with a small corner, and I've got a little bit of space on my left and right, and I'm guiding it right to the edge. Okay, and I'm going to take, this is my B flap. I'm just going to erase this B because it's right in the fold there. And let's put this down. This will be going on the left-hand side. Okay, so I've got my small flap over here, big flap over here, and I'm just going to put down my pocket and just get that out of the way for the moment. This pocket goes right in between our A and B flaps, And I've got a little bit of space left and right so these flaps can fold over this pocket. Okay. All right, so let's take the A. I'm turning these upside down for a moment. And let's see, I've got D and my two E's. Okay, G is just set aside. All right, so C is going to go, just do a dry run before I take the backing off. C is going to go down here, and I would be, there we go. All right. All right, so that comes over just a little bit onto our pocket, and that gives me enough room to put magnets down there. So I like the way that's sitting. You always want to do a dry run here, because if this is too long and it doesn't fit in between your score lines here, you can just trim off a little bit. Like mine is very borderline, so it'll probably fit, but I just want to take a sliver off of this side, because maybe just the way I place the pocket. I just want to take just a teeny weeny sliver off of there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put our little doors on here. But what I want to do, I want to cut this long piece in half. And it doesn't have to be exactly half, because they're going to be doors and they're coming right close to each other. So if one's a wee bit bigger than the other, that's okay. But let's figure this out. I've just got one line more than 8.5. So I know that's around 4 1/4 plus a little bit. So I'm going to go up to 4 1/4. Maybe just go a little bit to the longer side of that, like 4 5/16, but just a little smidge longer than 4 1/4, and put a pencil mark there. And I'm going to cut this in half. See, I'm going to bring it down here so I can see my little pencil mark. Okay, so now let's score these. And again, I'm going to lay these on top of here. It's going to be like that. And let's score this with this 4 and a smidge side, which is the little bit shorter side. That's going to be facing the top. And if I put it there, I can see that the score line is right to the end of the paper. It's going to land right around there. And let's do the same thing. It's the little bit shorter side is facing the top. Okay, so let's fit it on here again. Just make sure. So this score line is to the edge of this. This score line is to the edge of that. I want there to be a little space here so these doors can open and close. So I'm going to take one of these and just trim a little bit off. All right, so we've got our score line here, and I'm going to just trim on the opposite side of that score line. So I've got my score line facing this way. And I'm just going to take a little bit off because I don't want these doors to butt right up against each other. You want a little bit of space so the paper doesn't fray. Let's lay that out again. Okay. Well, that looks good. And I can always cut a little more off if I want. Now let's make sure we've got it going the right direction here. Yeah. Okay, so that looks good. I am ready to put tape down on these. so before I do anything, so this is how it's gonna go, just like that. Let's make it face the right way, as if we're looking at the page. This is our C flap. These are gonna be on the sides. And I want to put our corner pieces right there. So I have my two E's, E1 and E2, and that's gonna go right in the corner. So what you need to do here, let's move everything out of the way a little bit. Okay, I am going to cut these at an angle. So I'm lining this corner up with this corner here, right where my trimmer cuts. And I'm just gonna hold it there. Okay. So that's gonna go like this. And we're going to do the same thing over here. But I want this to go this way, so I'm going to still run corner to corner. Okay, I like that. Now, bring out our score runner. I'm gonna score this 1/2 inch on this side and across the bottom. So that, I'm just gonna hold this here. There will be a piece you need to cut off, but we'll get there in a second. So there's one corner. Let's do the other one, this side and across the bottom. You have to kind of go like this. Okay. So let's get some tape on here. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut the excess piece off. Okay, so let's start. Pick a triangle, any triangle, but we're gonna cut this angle, the same that we did for our pocket. Fold this. Okay, so you will see what I mean. When you fold these over, you have little bits sticking out right here and over here. So you need to just cut those off. Keep them folded and just run along the edge there until you don't see anything sticking out. And we'll do that to our other triangle. Okay, clean up my mess. There we go. And we're ready to put this down. So let's do this side first. It's gonna go just like that. And there will be a little piece that I need to cut off. So that's okay. Let's just take the long side off. And put this down. It's going to be right along the bottom edge, and you want it just before this score line. Okay, and then when you turn that over, you can cut off this little tiny piece. All right, let's do the other side. Take off my long piece. And bring it right to the edge there. And trim off the teeny weeny piece that's sticking out. There we go. All right, so let's put these on. This side. Pretty much runs right along the bottom. I've got it right on this edge, and I have ever so slight little bit of space right here. All right, let's do the other one. I'm going to weigh this down. Rolling around. All right, so got this right here. Got a little bit of space there, and I'm bringing it right to the edge, and I just have my little bit of space between these doors there. And there it is. Isn't that neat? Now this insert here, this is G, and now's the time to make sure it fits. It's going to fit right inside there. So if it's a little too snug for you, I mean, mine fits here, you can always trim a little bit off, but it works. I tested it out, and let's lay down our C flap now. Okay, so now we're upside down. And I'm going to lay this down right at the top edge of this paper, and I'm right over my pocket. Okay. Okay. And now let's fold. This was going to fold over that way. This folds over this way. All right, looks good. So let's get some magnets on here. Fair amount of magnets. I'm going to get another pack of magnets. Okay. So let's get these flaps quieted down a little bit. I am just going to put, because before I fold my side flaps over, I want these to lay down. I might as well use these little bits that I have left here. Doesn't go. let's do the other side. Okay, I am going to corner around the top of this. There we go, and this other side. There. Okay, so now I'm going to put 2 magnets here. That's going to go right on top of our pocket. These right on top of our pocket. Let's hope that it's awfully close to the top there, but that will work. What I can do with this one is just scooch it a little more towards me. So if you ever find that, you know, you can always change it. We didn't put down our design paper yet, so anything can be changed. And it can even be changed when you put your design paper down. So let's try this again. I want to put it a little bit closer to this bottom edge. Oh, it's stuck to me here. That was just a little too close. Let's try that again. That may have to dry for a second. Okay, let's try it now. Not dry yet. Nope. All right, while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna just tape down this other one, this other side. Now let's try that again. There we go. All right, and now these are sticking up, but after you put your design paper there, well, you'll take that backing, that tape backing off, and that will lay down nice. Okay, so let's get these other flaps down, and I'm gonna put my B flap, put those magnets on. They're gonna land on this pocket and this pocket. So this one, I don't want to put too close to the edge because I don't want to make it go in the middle there. So put this one maybe a little further down than you normally do, like right around there. Let's see where that lands. It's gonna land right around here. So that one goes down a little further than we normally do. Whoop. Didn't take this backing off. All right, do that again. Okay, and let's put some tape on here. All right, so lastly, we have our big flap. Okay, so that's gonna go right there. Okay. Yeah, so this definitely had a lot of flips and flaps on this page, but it looks really nice. And sometimes it's nice to have some simple ones and some harder ones. But there we go. So let me show you what I did for the design paper. All right, so this is the rhino page. So I have this little rhino, same as on the front cover. The front cover had the 12 by 12 pack. This is from the 8 by 8. Oh, that's our insert. I have my giraffe paper on the other side. This is a leftover piece. And on the inside, I chose this. This is the back side of one of the papers. And I put this because I thought that was really neat looking with the black and white on here. So again, you just lay a piece and you put your pencil marks where you want to cut, and you have to cut from corner to corner. So that opens up. You've got a solid bluish green here. I've got my alligator paper. Now this insert, I chose to put a background of this blue paper, and I took 2 tags from the 8 by 8 collection and put them here. You can do that, or you can use one solid piece of maybe the giraffe paper, whichever paper you want. So you can have it solid like this, you know, with one picture in the middle, or you can do it this way, whatever you think looks nice there. All right, I've got my, I'm not sure, anteater maybe, paper here. And that is it for that page. For the pullout, it's a gray paper to go with the rhinoceros, and I got my little rhinoceros head there. On the back pocket, these are all leftovers. I just put this here, and I made this tag with the leftover, you know, I wanted to make, you can make it even wider if you want, but I put a round piece here and there to make it look like a tag. Just thought that was a cool idea. That is it. The back side is this from the backgrounds collection. Same on the side here. and the front. I have a little metal embellishment in the corner and a photo strip by Tim Holtz. And that is our book. Loved it. I had fun making it. I hope you did too. And give me a few days and I will post a bonus book for this. It's going to be really cool. So please subscribe and you'll be notified when that video comes up. Thank you for watching.